Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. If you want the truth, don't close your eyes. We got our back against the wall, we gotta fight back. I need a theme song, this the right track. I ain't got no cape or no superpowers, just confidence and self-esteem, the world is ours. I believed in me when nobody didn't. This ain't no freestyle, just some facts that's written. Come on, let's hear it for the boy. He bringing pain at the same time joy. I bob and weave through the crowd, so untouchable. At first they hate, then they loving you. It's a crazy cycle, but I'm going through it. I wish I was lying, that's why I show and prove it. I'm destined to be one of the best to do it. I ain't saying I'm the GOAT, but I'm closer to it. I should get a statue in the front yard. Man, I'm shooting up my stats like a shooting guard. Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. If you want the truth, don't close your eyes. I'll give it to you in 3D or even play-by-play. I'm your guest announcer, are you here today? Yo, let me get a show of hands if you rockin' with me. Ain't no stopping us now, we bout to bounce quickly. I'm about to start a movement, put your fist up. Everything all black from the wrist up, yeah. Leather gloves, no prints, what? We about to dip, deep cut, yeah. Now bring it back like a boomerang. Who that man, do that thing, coming through like Buddha Bang. Setting booby traps for girls and goofy cats. Hog tied and handcuffed through in the back. Zip locked and sealed up and tossed away. I don't know about your future, but it's bad today. I'm a prophet and a guru and the rap police. You in the belly of the beats, masterpiece. Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. If you want the truth, don't close your eyes.
Looking for promotional products and apparel? Look no further than P&B Promotionals. Place your brand and logo on just about anything with P&B Promotionals. Over 800,000 products, caps, travel mugs, drawstring bags, water bottles, stadium cups, umbrellas, tote bags, and t-shirts. P&B Promotionals is a nationally certified advertising company. Log on to pbpromotionals.com and start your order now. pbpromotionals.com.
Imprinting the best for less.
There's a lot about this day that really sucks.
Bonnie, you haven't paid your property taxes in like never.
$10,000 first place prize?
Oh, come on, Jackson.
Bonnie, you can sing.
Welcome to the Karaoke Showdown!
Roll with it, baby. You and me. Roll with it, baby. Hey.
All right, y'all, listen. We about to get about to have probably I wouldn't say heated, but I'll say engaging. That's the word. That's a much more positive word. Engaging conversation today. All right. So here's what happened. So I posted a clip. It was actually a clip of another brother's page from a counselor, and I posted this one short reel. And you know how you do the video of you responding to the video, like the split screen. I'm not really so versed in the social media, but so I did the video and I posted it, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is nothing too big. I didn't put a whole lot of thought to it at all, not in the slightest, right? But clearly y'all had a lot to say. And I wasn't paying attention to it as much on Facebook. I was looking at Instagram. And then I kind of went to Facebook the other day, and I was like, oh, y'all really got a lot to say. And I said, okay. So I want to talk about some of the stuff y'all had to say. If y'all don't mind. I want to talk about some of the stuff y'all had to say. Particularly, ladies, I want to respond to some of y'all comments. Because y'all didn't come for me per se, but y'all really came for the video. I thought it was very interesting. So I'm going to talk about it. So I'm going to play the video, and then we're going to talk about the video, what the brother had to say. We're going to break it down. We're going to get y'all responses. Clubhouse, Facebook, YouTube. We're going to get y'all live responses, okay? And then I'm going to read some of y'all comments, which were hilarious. Me and Donna was talking about the comments earlier today. So I'm going to play the video. I played it a couple times too. I want to make sure we know exactly what he said and how he said it. All right? So I think this will be a good conversation about relationships. So Clubhouse, share the room, everybody in Clubhouse. I still don't know all the new rules concerning all the stuff with Clubhouse. So I'm still figuring all that out. I still, we got me and Pastor Tuck been shouting from the rooftop. Get your own platform, get your website up. Make sure you got your stuff together. So when you putting your content out there, ultimately you have total control. But yeah, share this on Facebook, share it on YouTube, share it in Clubhouse. Let folks know we having this conversation. I think it'll be a rich conversation, a substantive conversation, a conversation about culture, relationships, and ultimately our community and families. All right, let's see who's in the building. Brother Leon is in the building. What's up, sir? Good morning, brother. How you doing, man? Akpama. Good morning. Akpama is in the building. Ashley is in the building. What's up, sis? How you doing, ma'am? Brother Dennis is in the building. Dennis, I absolutely love the tuxedo, sir. Nice. That's right. Katrina, what's up, sis? How you doing? Good morning. Brian is in the building. Good morning, Brian. Leslie Ashley, what's up, Leslie? How you doing, sis? What's going on? Carol's in the building. What's up, Carol? Carol Chisholm in the house. What's going on, my sister? Esther, how you doing, Esther? Esther Ogole. All right, Esther. Mercy's in the building. What's up, Mercy? Paul is in the house. What's up, Paul? Paul took his whole profile picture down. He ain't got nothing up. Paul Briggs is in the house. What's up? Rashonda. What's up, Rashandra? How you doing? Let's get this thing started, y'all. And Celeste is in the building. Our sister Celeste. Listen, it's going to be a good conversation. We're going to keep it real. We're going to talk about it. And none of y'all get mad about it. Comment about it. Share about it. Talk about it, but don't get mad about it. Listen, family, call your mama, call your daddy, call your auntie, and call your cousin, call your uncle, call your friend, call your coworker, call your neighbor, and let them know we're talking about wrong page. Her page, his page, seem like we're not on the same page. Let's get it started, family. This is the Akintunde Show. Let's go.
Another track layer production, but no joke entertainment. Let's go.
Akintunde is gonna make you laugh real loud. So come on, scream it out.
That's right.
Akintunde is gonna make you laugh real loud. Akintunde. Daily I shall.
It's the Akintunde Show.
Say what?
Say what?
You heard what I said.
That's right, y'all.
The Akintunde Show.
Spell it.
Akin Tunde.
Looking for promotional products and apparel? Look no further than P&B Promotionals. Place your brand and logo on just about anything with P&B Promotionals. Over 800,000 products, caps, travel mugs, drawstring bags, water bottles, stadium cups, umbrellas, tote bags, and t-shirts. P&B Promotionals is a nationally certified advertising company. Log on to pbpromotionals.com and start your order now. pbpromotionals.com.
Imprinting the best for less.
At my church, we help people get better by teaching them how the word works. And we want to make sure there is no excuse not to get the word. It's our goal to make all of our ministries accessible on every smartphone, tablet, PC, and television connected to the internet. So whether you're a man who needs some wisdom, a woman who needs some encouragement, or a couple who needs guidance, the My Church channel has just what you need. Simply search for the My Church channel on Roku, Fire Stick, or Apple TV, or visit mychurchchannel.org. You can also download the My Church on the Go app from Apple or Google Play App Store. Constantly on the move? Check out the Word at My Church podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Or simply download the Word at My Church skill on your Alexa-enabled device. But whatever you do, make sure to stay connected. See you soon.
All right, y'all. Some of y'all listening to us and watching on Facebook. Some of y'all listening on Clubhouse. Some of y'all watching and listening on YouTube. And a whole bunch of y'all, I hope, are watching and listening on the brand new My Church app channel. Broadcasting live right now. On Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. And make sure y'all share that, get the word out, and come and join us right here. The brand new My Church channel. Super excited about it, y'all. Got a brand new show debuting today, The Heart of the Pastor. Brand new show with Pastor Tuck, where he sits down with men and women of God, and they talk about real life, pastoral perspective issues, and you get to really learn the heart of a pastor. And that debuts today. Man Cave is still in effect. Women of Worth. A lot of great content over on the My Church channel. Spread the word, family. All right, y'all. Listen, let's get into this conversation. Before we get into that though, I got to tell you about this. Roll With It, the brand new film from my sister Shonda Pierce, comedian Shonda Pierce. A lot of y'all don't know this right here. Shonda Pierce is the #1 best-selling DVD comedian in history. Shonda Pierce, a Christian comedian. I want to cite that. Christian comedian, Shonda Pierce. And Shonda Pierce has a brand new movie called Roll With It. And I got a great message from her the other day and asking comedians to get behind the project. And I was like, yo, sure. And definitely, because we need more kingdom content, and we need to make sure we support our brothers and sisters. You know, I love supporting my comedy brethren and sisters, and Shonda is a great, awesome sister. Love how she got behind and supported my brother Bone Hampton when Bone had his stroke, and Shonda produced the comedy fundraiser that raised thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands. I think that thing raised over $100,000. I'm not sure. I know that night it was like $70,000 alone. But yeah, for Bone's medical bills and his day-to-day care. So yeah, so make sure y'all support my sister Shonda. Her new movie Roll With It will be in theaters May 9th through the 11th. Only 3 days. May 9th through the 11th. Check your local listings, and if it is in your city, please go and support it. If it's not in your city, find out why. And if you can't get it, make sure you watch it when it comes to streaming and home video. All right, fam, let's get into this conversation today. We got a good one here. I'm gonna talk about this. So I posted this video, and I really want to get, I really want to hear what y'all got to say, because y'all had a lot of comments. 13,000 views as of now. Interestingly enough, 337 likes. Only about 6 or 7 any negative. I think it was only 2 dislikes. I think it was which was interesting. But only about 30 comments. So I really want to. I want to get Donna's opinion on why. I have some real petty reasons why I think there weren't very many comments. I can be real petty. 337 likes, 13,000 views, and only 37 of or so 40 comments. Anyway. We'll talk about it. Let's get the crew in the building. He's my brother. He's my friend. He is the pastor of my church, the brand new My Church channel. He's the founder and co-creator of the channel. And she is the producer of this show, and my friend and co-host, Donna J. and Pastor Lewis Tucker. What's up, party people? How y'all doing? Oh, hold on, y'all. Jason's in the building. I didn't know Jason was on. Oh.
Yeah, you got to bring him up in Clubhouse.
Hold on. Jason looking downright biblical up in here. Hold on, man. This is y'all. Jason is back, y'all. You know, Jason has been he's been busy and doing TV shows and making appearances and pastoring and
superstar.
Yeah. What's up, people? How y'all doing? Y'all can't hear me?
Can't hear Jason.
Okay.
Can't hear me. Oh, there we go.
All right.
Yeah, got Donna.
Hey, my brothers.
What's going on?
How y'all doing? Hey, family out there.
Doing all right.
All right.
What's happening, Jay Earls in the building?
Jason.
Jay.
Looks like I'm pixelated. Am I pixelated?
You a little pixelated.
A little bit.
Not
a
too
little
bad,
bit.
though.
It's ethereal.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Ethereal?
It's the glow. It's the glow of the Lord.
Hey. No, that's that. You know, he in an undisclosed location. You can't let them superstars. You know, can't let the fans know where he at. You know what I'm saying? He got one of his roadies in the back with the phone, like, "Hey man, stand right there, hold still." Don't make too much noise. You know they outside.
Turn your gain up on your mic, Jason, and put it close to your mouth. Make sure we got good clear audio. There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Right.
Everybody doing this.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is that a baritone?
Me and Donna.
Yeah, you know, Jason got that.
Donna just told me. Donna just had a hilarious story.
I did.
And I don't know how much of it we can tell. Listen, this topic, right? I'm gonna tell y'all right now. This is gonna be a wild one today. I can see this already. It's gonna be a lot of opinions, and it'll be a lot that will probably spill out of this. And again, just me and Donna generally talking about it already spilled into a hilarious story. But let me set it up, just so I make sure we got plenty of time to cover it. And Jaleel told me to make sure I do the Kingdom Business shout out today, so I will make sure I do that. But
you know, Donna ain't gonna let you
cricket
forget
cricket letter.
But you know, the past couple of weeks we've been talking past it, and because you know conversation has been so good, or the information has been so good, like on this past Tuesday. Shout out to my sister Keisha Walker, came through and blessed us and gave us some great financial information. And I have learned that some of you have already called and set up appointments. So that is awesome and amazing for that. That's a blessing. Great. So I posted this video, y'all, and it essentially was something I just ran across on social, right? And I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's it. And I appreciated the fact that it was coming from a brother. It was clearly articulated. There was nothing really that I had to disagree with. I said, man, this is good. I'm going to share this. My reason for sharing it wasn't to be bitey or catty or to say, look at you ladies, look what y'all don't know, or look what y'all not doing. No, it was informational. I wanted, because sometimes I feel as though that we don't know, so we don't do. So if you don't know sometimes...
Y'all know Og Petty. Y'all know Og Petty. So
he already said he was petty. I was thinking the same thing.
His whole purpose was stirring the pot. Y'all know Og like to stir the pot. Y'all know Og like to stir the pot. You can't even be the pot stirring and be like, my whole reason for doing so was not... No. That's like saying no offense and you already know you being offensive. Stop it.
I said
he already said, I can be petty. He said that.
Donna,
right?
I was talking I was talking about my response
by your
to
words
the
in your
comments.
mouth. You will be condemned. That's what the word says, Lady Jason.
Here we go already. Here we go. All right, go ahead. We're going to give you the floor. Go ahead.
I said that I was responding to the comments in a petty fashion. And I was talking in particular about the lack of comments, okay? It's a very small amount of comments comparatively, okay? This I'm just saying now. It's literally 30 some comments against 300 and some likes, 340 likes or so, and you're talking about 10%, man. 13,000 views.
That's 10%.
That's a low number of comments. That's 10%. Yeah, 10%. But out of the views, that's less than 1%.
Yes.
Okay, so 13,000 views against with 30 some comment. That's a small number.
That is.
That's a small number. So y'all already.
They already start.
Leon talking about Petty McPetty. I'm not being petty. Paul talking about what video is I speaking of?
Oh yeah, he's got to show the video.
Petty Wop. No, I'm not. Leon told me they blowing your margins. Listen, trust me. I promise you, the video was posted for information reasons. Let me tell you. Okay, in real talk, the reason why I posted the video too is because just being fully transparent. There's a lot of people that are getting divorced that really surprised me. Just keeping it real. Yeah. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's for sure.
I'm like, huh?
That's true.
I'm like, some people I've known from afar, some people I've known close up. I ain't talking about nobody, so don't send me your hot text. Don't give me no snake eyes in church. Listen, I'm just saying it's a lot of folks. Okay, so
I have a question,
and I want people to know the information
as it pertains to that. As it pertains to that, I really have a question, and this for all y'all in the comments, because some of y'all know these people, some of y'all may be these people that are getting these divorces. Okay, my question is, do you actually want to be divorced, or do you actually not have the tools to stay married?
That's a good question.
Because
that's a good question.
Because this, and the reason why I asked that is because the real reason why people are getting divorced is because they don't have the tools. That's bottom line. A lot of people are getting divorced because they don't have the tools to stay married, because when they got married, they were not equipped to be married. And so they came in with this wrong impression of what marriage is. They came in with these wrong expectations. So they've been disappointed for however many long years. They've become disenchanted with the whole franchise, and so throughout these years, or however long they've been together, they've been disenfranchised with it, and they like, I ain't taking this no more. So they've sought other things, got involved with all this stuff. Social media feeds into that whole concept, and at some point they say we call it quit. But my question is, do you just not want to be married? Do you not want to save it? Have nobody offered to help you? Have you not had the right advice, or is it just you just like your mindset is that way? If people want help, they can get help. And I'm trying to figure that out, because I know people like Jason and myself, we have the tools. I'm speaking for Jason right now, and I guarantee you he'll back me up on this. If you want to save your marriage, I guarantee you we can help you save your marriage.
But let me say this one little thing. I will say you want to make sure that we put the caveat that some people are in abusive relationships that you need to get out of. Some people are in relationships that you've been cheated on repeatedly, male and female. So we're not talking about those. But to your point, the reason why the question is so good, and I'm coming to you and Jason and Donna. The reason why the question is so good though is because there are people that I know that are getting divorced where that's not the case. Meaning it's not it's not somebody that's not an abusive guy or abusive woman, and it's not somebody that's a habitual cheater. It's either we grew apart, or we just can't work it out, or we fell out of love and all that. And that's where I think that's when you come in and talk about them tools. How do you apply the tools to the situation? It's not necessarily the topic for the day, but I think it's a good passing point in the conversation, because these are the things that come up. Y'all go ahead and address that, and then we're gonna go to the video.
Well, I say too that a lot of people are getting divorced too, and I was listening to Pastor Tuck talk. A lot of reasonings, or they I'm assuming you have to have a reason on your paper or whatever, is irreconcilable differences. So, Pastor Tuck, I would definitely say that they may not have had the tools to do that, to stay together. How do we stay together when we don't even know what's going on in our relationship in order to keep us together?
Yeah, irreconcilable difference. That's a really good.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's essentially what that is right there.
But see, that whole concept, and I'm gonna let Jason get on this in a second. That whole concept of irreconcilable differences means we just don't even know. We don't even know why we want a divorce.
Exactly. Yeah.
We can't even tell you why. But what that tells me is that you don't even know why you got married.
Wow.
Because nobody trained you when you came together with this. And that's the problem with marriage, period, in this country. We have, and I'll say in this country because this is the place I live. I don't know, this may be a problem all over the world, but people have not been properly trained to understand what marriage is, what it requires, how to operate within it as a whole, to maintain it, to keep it healthy. In order to buy a car, you can't go in there and buy a car in 20 minutes. It's going to take you at least an hour and a half, even when you got cash, walking in the dealership just to fill out the papers.
At least.
I mean, you could already
Even
know
if
the
you got
car you
cash.
want, got cash in your hand, and it's going to take you at least an hour and a half just to fill out paperwork. To buy a house, you talking at least half a day. And that's not including all of the background checks, the pre-qualification, all that kind of stuff. And you're talking a 7-year commitment in the, 4 or 5 year commitment in the case of a car. You're talking a 30-year commitment in the case of a house. We're talking a lifetime commitment, and you can go down to the courthouse and be married in 30 minutes.
Jesus.
That's
Jesus.
That's right. That's right.
You know, one of the great postmodern trichotomists said it like this. After the love is gone, so you know, one of the greatest mysteries to me in relationships is how people who once were head over heels with each other so much that they would lay down and create a child or have a child, or they would be head over heels with each other. They'll spend all this money and make this commitment called a marriage, but then they wind up hating each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is like, man, that is a phenomenon to me. Like, man, how is it that you were crazy about this cat, or you crazy about this girl, or crazy about this dog? Excuse me, Paul Briggs. You know, man, how could y'all be so crazy about each other? But now y'all at each other's throat and can't even talk to each other in court. So here's the reality. So Terry and I have been married for 22 years.
Praise God.
Praise God.
Yes.
Terry Earls has been married to probably 3.5 Jason Earls. The 24-year-old that Terry married, who loved God,
Jason 1.0.
That's a different dude. And I mean, like, I'm a different dude now. Like, then you can't, like, this 28-year-old Jason Earls kind of morphed, came about, and now you got this 40-year-old midlife crisis, post-midlife crisis Jason Earls. Probably still in the middle of it, Jason Earls, man, where it's different. And so did, like, Terry's not the same woman that I married when she was 23 years old.
Yeah.
But here's what I discovered in all of the marriage stuff that I've been able to do. I was part of this marriage collective deal where we had actually social scientists and huge intellectual researchers. And one of them said the most difficult, I'd never heard this a day in my life, the most difficult stage of marriage is not the honeymoon stage. The most difficult stage of marriage is when a couple's been married for 20 plus years, 20 to 27 years.
Interesting.
Because what makes it so hard is because these people, have become established in their career. They become established in their finances. They've been established on some levels, and they feel like they become, in a sense, brand new,
Ooh.
where they don't gotta deal with the stuff that they used to deal with.
Ooh.
They don't have to put up with the stuff. Now, the Bible calls the ability to deal with that,
Jesus.
it's a fruit of the Spirit called long suffering.
Come on now.
Or patience.
You better preach.
And so
Preach it, preacher.
The reality is that when we get to these phases, like outside of the abuse that you were speaking of earlier, sometimes people get to the place where, you know what, I can't take it, I ain't gonna take it no more, and refuse to do the work.
That's right.
That is
They
required.
shut down. They shut down.
Yeah, and I would say, man, it takes, it takes a true player to please one woman his entire life, or her entire life.
Yeah.
Say that.
You want to talk about?
You could run 5. If you could run 5 when he was in the street and keep 5 happy, how come you can't keep 1 happy 5 days out the week?
Dude, keeping 5 happy is easy.
Good. Yeah.
You just got to be a good liar or slick.
That's right. That's right.
But to keep one woman happy, like y'all for 25, 26 years, like me 22 years, like my dad 50 years.
But you know what? You said something, Keita. You tapped into something.
That's a G. That's a G player, and that's what I do. Pop and collar, you know.
Listen.
But you know what? You tapped into something there, because that 20 to 27, that's an interesting little pocket though, because I jokingly say I get a new version of my wife every 10 years, right? But I also get a new version of me. And if you've been married 20, 25 years, that means you're probably at a bare minimum, you 40 plus, okay? Or 50 or 60, right? And the bottom line of it is there's some stuff that you will put up with at 30 that you're not going to put up with at 52. There's some stuff that you will put up with at 38, 40 that you're not going to put up with at 63. And it just is what it is. So what happens is, if you're not in a place of let's work this out, let's talk this out, let's get the tools in place, like Pastor Tuck was talking about, let's go in the box and get the tools out to determine what we need to do to make this union stronger, then you could blow up your whole relationship. And by that time, you do you either got some collectively, y'all have some individual resources, or y'all got some community property that can be broken down and separated between the two, so that you could walk away whole or halfway whole, which is a trick of the enemy, because you walk away feeling like you got something. You might have a house or a vacation house or a couple cars and all that stuff, but guess what? It's still in a relationship, and it ain't nothing, ain't no amount of money, ain't no amount of community property, ain't no vacation property that's more valuable than your wife or your husband. Now, that's me saying that. That's me saying that in my marriage. I know some of y'all be like, well, shoot. And some of y'all brothers like, man, goddamn, I'm you, man, bumper. Whatever your situation is, your situation, okay? But I'm just saying that sometimes it's our perspective, our mindset. We come to the comments. Jason, I'm bounce back to you. I see you want to say something, and then I see you got something to say too, Pastor Tuck, and then we go into the video.
Let Pastor Tucker go. I'm just laughing at my mom and dad in these comments.
What? I didn't even see your mom.
They funny. They funny.
My mom said, I never thought about divorce, but murder, yes.
Yes.
Listen,
my dad.
Pop already told me something happened to him. He said he want an autopsy.
Oh, hold on.
My dad quoted Richard Pryor. I'm in love with a woman I can't stand.
Oh my God.
That's why I messed up right there. Those two individuals.
Mom and
We'll
Pop
be married
Earls.
50 years in June.
Oh my God. Oh, that's so funny right there. Speaking of mom, I saw my mom over on Facebook. Hey mama, good morning. I see you in the house. Glad you're here.
But you know, one of the things that you said, that both of y'all have said, is very relevant. You know, you talked about the fact, you know, even in that 20 to 27 pocket, you say you get to that point where you got resources enough, and you said some certain things that you're not gonna stand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you said I ain't taking that no more. Well, and therein lies the fundamental problem in marriage. You don't even understand marriage at that point, and that shows you that you don't understand marriage, because the vows that you took the day that you got married,
Right.
If you understand the vows you took, you didn't make a promise to Unissa.
Right.
Jason didn't make a promise to Terry.
Right.
I didn't make a promise to Stephanie. I promised God
Come on now.
I would treat his daughter correctly, regardless of how she treated me.
Hallelujah.
Because of how God treats me.
Jesus.
And because of that, I have no excuse not to keep my promise to God, because God never breaks his promise to me.
Jesus.
And see, people try to say, well, I can walk away from this because of what they're not doing. Well, God's like, well, what did I do?
Come on. Come on.
And that's the problem. We forget who we made our promise to.
So what we need to do
That's
is,
why we can walk away, because we have no fundamental understanding of the promise we made, and nobody explained that to us in the beginning. Because if you did understand that, you wouldn't be quitting.
and you know what? We need to do a whole show
just on
based on the about that 20 plus divorce rate, because it's getting a lot higher. There's a lot of people walking away from long marriages. And here's the thing about that. This is the last thing we're going to say. We're going to play the video. The last thing we'll say about that is this right here. Particularly when you walk away from marriages that long, you wreck a lot of other people's relationships. I'm just going to keep it real with you. Because what it does is you mess up kids who have now become invested in mom and dad being together. You wreck sometimes other folks in the family, and wreck is a strong word, but you affect. You adversely affect their relationship, because oftentimes your relationship is a standard. Your relationship is something to be aspired to. Okay, that's something that I would like to have right there. So when that breaks down, it kind of tears stuff up sometimes in ways that are profound that you may not even see. Truth be told, the ripple effects of that can go for decades and centuries. So I think those things have to be considered before you just feel like, I'm tired of this. I can't take her, the way she look, or the way he look, or the way he respond. I don't like her talking to me. Man, it's so much deeper than what we even recognize. But so we need to have a whole show topic about, let's do it about walking away from long standing marriages, 20 plus, 25, 30 years of folks getting divorced. But let's get into the topic.
One last thing.
Go ahead, sir.
I promise.
Yes,
Just
sir.
one last thing.
Yes, sir.
Because I literally just shared this with a couple less than 30 days married, literally before I sat down in this seat. Because this is gonna bless somebody who married right now who never understood this. This free. If most people are in a relationship and they're looking to get back what they put in. So you say, I've been treating you this or this way, and she hadn't been treating me that way. If you put your money in a investment and all you get back is your money, that's a poor investment.
Come on,
Jesus.
If you put a seed in the ground and you get a seed back out of the ground, that's a poor that's a poor
crop.
That's a poor crop. The Bible says you get a harvest when you sow.
Yeah.
And the harvest, we don't understand what the proper harvest is. The harvest that you're reaping is not how they treat you, but is the feeling that you're supposed to have. That feeling that everybody keeps wanting, that I'm in love with, I can't live without, that enamor that they have for that person. Mm-hmm. That doesn't come from how they treat you. It actually comes from how you treat them. And the Lord showed me this years ago with this classic car analogy. If you go buy a 70 Charger, like off Fast and the Furious, and you buy it and it's rusted out in the field off this farm, and then you bring it home and you start spending time after the auction show every day, going in the garage, rusting it, polishing it out, buying parts off the internet, it ain't worth nothing at that point. Somebody could offer you money for it and you take it. But after you put hundreds and hundreds of hours in it and get in this candy apple red, you got their factory wheels on it, you restored it to full factory condition. Everybody see you in it, they be like, oh, that's a nice car. Yeah, that's my baby right there. Because now you have affection for it, and couldn't nobody buy it from you. Why? Because of what you have invested in it. Not because of what the car did for you, but because of what you poured into that car.
Wow.
And you wouldn't even trade it for a newer model. Why? Because you have now become dedicated and enamored with it because of what you poured into it. Yeah. And that's what people don't realize. You're going to walk away from something that you have poured into. Why? Because you have not poured enough into it.
Y'all, This is a good word right here. So Donna, this is a program note.
Hey.
We start next week. This is kind of bleeding into it right now, but next week starts our Ladies and Gentlemen series where we talk about real conversations that men and women need to have with each other, single as well as in relationships, married, whatever. Whether you are in a committed relationship, whether you are married, or whether you are single. So.
We gotta have some soundtracks.
I need y'all to pray for Jason Earl.
Superstar. Hey.
Listen.
I hope Rufus is watching this.
Are you
That's
looking
all I can say.
for promotional products and apparel? Look no further than P&B Promotionals. Place your brand and logo on just about anything with P&B Promotionals. Over 800,000 products: hats, mugs, backpacks, bottles, cups, drinking glasses, lip balm, chewing gum, candy, and of course T-shirts. P&B Promotionals is a nationally certified advertising institution. Log on to pbpromotionals.com and start your order now. pbpromotionals.com. Pelham and Brenda Meyer, P&B Promotionals. Imprinting the best for less. P&B Promotionals. And if you guys want to get some sponsor information, you want to get your product out into the marketplace right here on the Akintunde Show, give us a call at 803-738-6604, 803-738-6604. So we're about to play this video. And I actually have it. Thank you, Jaleel. We're about to play this video. And this video, so again, let me set it up. So this video is of a brother who's a counselor. He's talking from a male point of view, okay? And he's sharing some of the in his estimation, he's sharing what women should know that men need from their mate, from their spouse, right? He's talking about this from the perspective of his experience talking to men who come into his practice. Again, this gentleman is a licensed counselor. Now, so I posted the video. Now this is where the petty side of me was, right? I put in the comments, side chick repellent. Okay. Now that, and I put on the video, the top of the video, I put side chick repellent. Now let me just tell you why I did it. Let me say that I did that because I knew the caption would cause people to click it. It's clickbait. Oh. The information
and you
the information.
You need to put a lower third up says petty wop.
Yep.
The information
whenever
is the
you
information.
Do those videos, whenever you do those videos, put your lower third up says petty wop.
Put out by the national denomination called Pentecostal.
Yes.
The information is the information, and the information I hope was got into the marketplace. It did. Okay. So now look at it now, it's like 14,000 y'all have watched it. Here's the deal on Facebook. Okay, again, the ladies had a lot to say. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. And I'm going to read some of y'all comments when we come back. And I want to talk about. I want us, particularly. I want the brothers, Donna too, because Donna had a lot to say from a female perspective about, and she gave some great insight. And I want Jason, Pastor Tuck, also to join in and kind of break down some of the stuff that he said. So take notes on what he's saying as before we play the video. What Kimberly had to say?
Kimberly said, "Oh, I just saw that cap."
She
said, "That is nowhere near side chick repellent."
Right, exactly. I was thinking that the same when I was here. I was like, "This ain't no side."
No, I'm gonna tell you why I said that.
Clickbait.
I'm gonna tell you why I said that. I'm gonna tell you why I said that after the video. Go ahead and play the video.
All right, let's go.
Number one thing that brothers are telling me in the counseling office that they want in their relationship is RESPECT. Let me tell you today what respect looks like to your man. Number one is admiration. Do you admire him as a man? Number two, appreciation. Do you appreciate him for who he is and for what he does? Number three, surrendering and submitting to his leadership, that you allow him to lead. Number four, respect says, I will pay you attention as my man. I will give you undivided attention. Number five, respect is, I will make myself available for you. Number six, I will keep myself attractive for you. Number 7, I will attend to your needs. And number 8, I will articulate your love language.
Okay.
Now, did you write those down?
Man, I've got them in memory. They burn into my.
Yeah, because we need to address each and every one of those. So let's make sure we have that list.
So let's do it again. I knew we had to play it a couple of times. I knew that. All right, we can play it 3 times need be. Okay. So let's run it one more time, and this time let's make sure we pull some of the exact subjects lines out. Those topics. He said, "Yep, I messed that up. I ain't say that right." Play a video.
Number one thing that brothers are telling me in the counseling office that they want in their relationship is RESPECT. Let me tell you today what respect looks like to your man. Number 1 is admiration. Do you admire him as a man? Number 2, appreciation. Do you appreciate him for who he is and for what he does? Number 3, surrendering and submitting to his leadership, that you allow him to lead. Number 4, respect says, I will pay you attention as my man. I will give you undivided attention. Number 5, respect is, I will make myself available for you. Number 6, I will keep myself attractive for you. Number 7, I will attend to your needs. And number 8, I will articulate your love language.
All right. So before we get into Jason and Pastor Tucker and myself, our responses, or before we get into the comments, let me say this right here. Because I've had a lot of brothers approach me about this. I do recognize that Jason, Pastor Tucker, and myself have more traditional relationships than a lot of relationships today. None of our relationships are exactly the same. Okay. But I do realize we have more of a traditional roles in our marriages, right? Because I sometimes brothers come to me and they pull me to the side like, hey, brother, hey, man, let me tell you something. Now, I hear the stuff you be saying on the show and why I deal with it. Bro, you don't know what the blank I'm dealing with. Man, see, and I'm like, so I understand some things are different, okay? And we've been married for a long time. We got about 78, 79 years between the three of us. Okay, so we've been out of the game for a long time, so I recognize things are a little bit different. All right, so I want to say that before we respond to anything, because I know we may, I don't know what Jason Pastor Tuck gonna say, but we may come from a more traditional perspective. All right, but let me go ahead and drop the bomb in the room and go ahead and start responding. We come to Clubhouse comments. I'm gonna read what the ladies had to say specifically on Facebook, because y'all had a lot to say. Not as many comments as I thought, but y'all still had a lot to say. Okay, and then we're gonna read the y'all responses as well on Clubhouse, Facebook, and YouTube. Go ahead, sir.
Well, first of all, let me just say, when people get emotional, it's hard to think logical.
That's good.
Let me just say that first. I just want to give that disclaimer out because some people. Some people get so mad and get all in a hissy fit because of what he said and what they don't want to do. Mm-hmm. Even their willingness not to serve, and I use that word on purpose.
Ooh, that's good.
That you miss kind of what he said.
Yeah.
He just said, "Hey, man, cats that come in my office. Here's what I gathered."
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I was saying.
So one, that's the heart of men who are hurting. And what they desire.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
Yeah.
Secondly, so I'll say that, and then I'll tee up. As I listened to it the second time, I'm like, everything in here isn't necessarily respect. Like everything on there don't cross out the respect. Don't go under the respect category.
Yeah.
It's so much.
I'll stop.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Right.
I'm ready.
I'm teeing everybody up to listen to what we got to say. So,
tag me whenever you're ready.
Tag you.
There it is. There's the tag.
You
yeah, go ahead.
You know, as a man who has a wife that is par excellence, I mean, I couldn't ask for nothing. God couldn't have given me anything better than what I have, and wouldn't take nothing for her, not a day of the week.
Praise God.
And a man who is raising two wonderful daughters, who have raised two beautiful young women. I'm going to speak for my daughters right now.
Come on, sir.
Because I'm going to tell you what Kaya Tucker would tell you right now. Especially dealing with the population that keep trying to holler at her. You said admire him as a man. Kaya's going to want to know, are you an admirable man?
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't ask me to admire you as a man if you're not an admirable man.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I think that's one issue that we have as men a lot of times. We like, you need to respect me. Why? Just because you're a man?
No.
Because just because you have male parts does not make you fall into that category.
Right.
Exactly.
You have to be somebody admirable.
Right.
To require or to even expect to be admired.
Right.
And so that's one thing, appreciate him as a man for who he is and what he does. Is he doing things that are appreciated?
Right.
I mean, is he somebody to be appreciated?
Right.
Once again, I appreciate the fact that you sit on the couch and watch Sports Center and play PlayStation all day. No, I don't.
Right.
I appreciate the fact that you sit on the passenger side of the car while I'm driving and having to pump the gas all the time. No, I don't appreciate that. So if you're not going to be the guy to be appreciated, then no, that's not. You can't even come in here with these expectations if that's not how you live it.
Exactly.
And I think that's where a whole lot of this stuff I'm looking at, and I see a whole lot of women going, please, because this list you talking about is what you need, but it's like, bruh, how you gonna claim this if you not the dude that because this stuff is automatic if what you putting on the table.
Yes.
And now,
if you Pastor Tuck, if you Jason, I mean that's a reflex.
Yes. But here's the thing. I agree with you 1,000%. And a lot of ladies in the comments said just that. Mm-hmm. The what I'm seeing, Don, I'm coming to you next Sunday.
Okay.
I really want to hear what you got to say, particularly as a woman, right? But I just want to interject this one thing. The overwhelming, consistent narrative that I continue to see across social media is that you have some brothers who are providing this, but they're coming into contact with women who don't really understand how to respond appropriately. So the narrative seems to be, and I've been married a long time. I'm out the game. I ain't trying to get back in, right? So what the narrative seems to be is that Jaleel, check your camera, and where's Tristan? Tell Tristan to come here real quick because I cannot see him. I need to see him at all times. I hate to hit y'all in the middle of the show, but I just see Tristan all the time. I've been trying to get his attention for 2 minutes. I haven't seen him. All right, so
broadcast just went down.
Where's Pastor Tuck? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I'm back. The overwhelming consistent situation or theme seems to be that, hey, brother Ak,
I can provide financially. I know the word of God. I know my position as a husband, and I know who I am as a father. I'm not perfect, but I don't know that the culture today has a lot of young ladies who don't really understand how to respond to that. That's what that's the overwhelming conversation that I'm hearing from dudes. Now again, the dudes I'm talking to, y'all, I don't talk to dudes who cheat on their wife, and if they are, I don't know it. Because that's not what I stand for. So the guy's not gonna come up to me saying, "Hey man, I'm out here running these hoes, man, but I need to get my wife to submit." Nah, they ain't the because so I understand that there are a lot of hot garbage dudes out here, but I'm talking about the dudes who who trying to do the right thing, and then who are not. Okay, all right,
but here's the problem.
Ashley Bailey.
Here's the problem, man. We got a bunch of these 20, 30-year-olds have been coddled too much by their mamas.
Ooh, yeah, man,
say
boy.
that.
So here's the thing, like
That's one of the next episodes of the Man
Say
Cave
that.
coming up.
When-
Man boys.
Say that, sir.
When you've been raised since you were a baby of some woman like at your beck and request,
Yeah.
and then you get married, you're like my good friend Pastor Lewis Tucker calls them circus lions. It's this idea of this cat been in captivity. His mama been feeding him meat. He don't have to hunt.
Nope.
He gets grown on his own. Now he's starving because he don't know how to go get meat.
He said circus
And I'm
lion.
just, dude, that's the stuff that I was holding my emotions in at first.
funny.
I
that's
just,
hilarious.
for the life of me, like, dude, she got to be attractive for you all the time.
That's not gonna happen.
It's like, bruh,
That is
Yeah.
not
what happened
gonna
to
happen.
sickness and health? Like,
Yeah.
what happens when you got to pick her up and you got to watch her because she not feeling well?
Yeah.
What
Exactly.
man?
Yeah.
Let me stop, man. Let me calm down.
And
bro.
I-
Like,
Get him, Jay. Get him, Jay, because I'm tired of these man boys. Like you said, I raised up two quality young women. And like I said, and they not accepting nothing less. And so that's off the table and that's why they're gonna wait for who God sends them. They not compromising out here. Because it's not that he don't exist. God know where he at.
Here's the thing. And I'm coming to you, Don. I want to hear you. But here's the thing. As a father with young men and young women, I'm seeing it from both sides. Okay. So, and I'm not necessarily, let me preface this right. I'm not talking about any of my children's relationship when I make this comment per se. All right. I want to make sure I say that. Dad,
Okay,
when you
Fetty.
said that, when
Okay,
you
Patty.
said that. But no, but here's the thing. We in this culture today, we at a collision point. Okay. We at a collision point with a lot of young men who are, I love that terminology. I'm telling you right now, I'm borrowing that. Circus lions. You a joker. Your mama did everything for you. You saw her do everything, and you think that is the norm. That is not the norm, sir. You are not supposed to be taken care of by your wife the way your mama did for you. Okay, so you have a warped sense of reality, and you bringing that mess into a marriage, and then you around here talking about hollering about respect. Miss me with all that. Somebody need to slap you upside your head, get yourself together. Who is your mentor? Who is your life coach? They need to tell you that is some straight BS. Okay?
Listen.
And then you need not be walking around thinking that. The flip side on that is this right here. You got a lot of young women who have been trained to be go-getters. So when you come into contact with a dude who's been trained properly, you don't know how to entertain that dude. You don't know how to receive that dude. So now you around here saying, well, I can't find me this or can't find me that. And he too this or he too that. And it's like, no, that's a dude who's been trained right. He saw it done right. And you just don't know how to coexist with him because you saw your mama doing everything. And you think that's the right way. You saw your mama talk to your daddy foul. You saw your mama talk to your brother foul. And you think that's normal. And this dude right here who handles business like, hey, I ain't going to work every day out here busting my behind, praying, talking to God to come home and let you talk to me like that. I can't do it.
But see that?
So you got this collision, and then on top of that, then you got the extremes, weak behind dudes out here. Either the dude who hooked on porn, the dude who out here that's switch hitting, or the dudes who out here who is not settled on who he is in his manhood, and then you got a lot of women who doing the same god doggone thing, and we come into this intersection of life and culture and family and relationship, and it's like, bam, what the heck is going on? And the people who know right, the people who was trained right, they're like, what the heck is going on here? Who do I pick out of all this carnage?
Exactly.
Yes, because just like, and that's the thing, because, and you still fail to mention two categories. People like Jason and I's kids who've had fathers to teach them how to be young men and mothers to teach them how to be proper young women. So now where do they fall in the mix in all of this?
Yeah.
And that's why we got to teach them you wait for God to send you who you're supposed to have, and that way you won't end up with this trash.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what you
because
got.
he out there.
That's what you got.
My daughter, man. I got two daughters who are 18 and up. Great, godly young women, beautiful, intelligent. And
Absolutely.
my oldest daughter's never had a boyfriend. And I was like, man, it'd be good if I can walk her through a relationship before she graduates. And
I'm laughing because they do the same thing. Jesus,
dude. So, but her standards, not just saying they super high that nobody can like.
They Jason Earls.
Yeah. So
yeah,
one dude caught my daughter's eye.
Okay.
Right. And I saw the young man, and I saw him catch my daughter's eye, and I saw my daughter respond, and I was like, okay, I see this. She feeling this dude a little bit. Let's see how this is going to play out. And so I talked to my daughter about it, just walk her through on a level 1, level 2 piece. The next thing you know, when I do a check-in, she's like, "Oh no, that's done. That's over." And I was like, "What happened?" Dude, this dude was upset that she wasn't pursuing him.
Wow. Yeah,
Man
boys.
I was like, this was
episode of the Man Cave.
Yeah,
dude. This. Yeah, let's go. Man cave. Everybody needs to be there. Sing your sons. Listen to it so you can talk to other young men.
Jesus.
Man, I was so nice young man, but just a sissy boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was just like,
yeah.
Yep, dude, you missed it, bro.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how to hunt.
Yeah.
You don't know how to pursue. You missed one of the greatest young ladies you probably would ever have an opportunity to talk to.
And here's the
I'm
thing.
not just saying that.
Here's the thing.
My daughter had one to tell her because she told him that she already had 2 degrees and was working on her 3rd one, and she's 23 years old. He was like, backed out the driveway.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
How weak are you?
Yeah. What the issue is they real weak. They're real weak. I'm not talking about all of them, but a big.
I mean, weaker than water.
No. I'm telling you.
What's the solution though? Because we sound like grumpy old men.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what's the solution?
I'm listening to y'all.
The solution is the man cave. They need to sit down with a grumpy old man to put some backbone in them.
Right.
Talking.
They need to be around. They need to be in some man talk.
They really do. They really do. Because I had a similar situation. Okay, let me see how vague I can be about this. Okay.
Vague. Walk softly, Doc.
Walk
Come
softly.
on, take your time.
Circumspectly.
Take your time. Take your time.
Take your time. No regrets.
One of my daughters shut something down, a relationship down, and when it came to, I was like, "What happened?" And I'm sitting there talking with her and my wife and her, and she's saying the things that he didn't do, and I was trying to give perspective, and she said, "I just don't understand how to deal with what he's talking about when I grew up with this." And she pointed to me. I was like, okay. She said, I don't know that. So I don't know how to parse that. And I was like, okay. So on one side, I'm glad, but on the very flip side, I said, God, send them the right one. Because what happens is when you know better, you expect better. You look for better. So what we have to do is we got to really be training our young men. Okay, we got to train our young men to not take foolishness, and we got to train our young men to not be foolishness. Okay, and we got to
make you clarify foolishness.
Yeah. And then, well, I was, Anyway, Anyway,
FCC Airways.
Hold on, Donna. We got to cover Donna. Donna been waiting patiently. Donna,
I'm listening.
Come on, sis. Come on. What's your thoughts about the video? Anything we've had to say so far from a woman's point of view, from a mom's point of view? Jump on into this hot bathtub, Donna, please.
Okay, first of all, I was really quiet because this is a man saying that men are coming to him and these are their complaints.
Correct.
And they're coming to him as a counselor, and as one of you said earlier, that because they are hurting and they are lacking this in their relationships. So they're going to voice what they want that they feel that they're not getting. Okay, so all three of you are saying, are you giving it? And I think that this is a conversation that grown men need to have with grown with boys, as you'll call them. I love that term, circus lions. I love that.
That's priceless.
So, and I see that every day. I see that even in 50 and 60-year-olds. I'm seeing the circus lion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but they exist there, ladies. They exist there. Yeah. So this is a conversation really that for me, women, just be quiet, listen to what they're saying, because the real men will get them straight.
Yeah.
The real men that are talking will get them straight. And if they're not following those examples of what, for me, all these things that he was saying on that respect list, I agree with Jason. Some of them don't fall under respect. Some of them fall under, this is what I'm missing in my relationship and I want this. It does not respect. So if a man is doing those things, if he's reciprocating those things, he's giving those things, and he's giving them to a woman, 9 times out of 10, a woman will bring those things back to you, because we are meant to grow things. That is what we do. We are meant to grow things. And when you give us something, you give us a seed, we're supposed to grow that seed for you. And you're going to get that back. So if you're giving that, you should get that back. Now, that is what I feel is like my generation, maybe the thinking in my generation and above. I would tend to agree. But nowadays, women are there. Society has just kind of warped everything. So now everything has to, in trying to get equality, so to speak, we are.
That's good.
We're trying to be equal in everything.
Yeah.
Everything, we go out there, we have the bacon, we fry it up, we put it in the pan and all of that, and then we give it back to the man and whatnot. So, that gets warped sometimes because we are supposed to balance each other.
Yeah,
we don't have to overtake each other. We balance each other.
Yeah.
So these things that this on this list, if a man is giving them to you, it's so easy to give them back. Now, I can't speak for 20-something years of marriage, having never been married. I can't speak in the same arenas that you guys are coming from. But I can speak from, as a woman, that these are the things that, I would like to have in a relationship. And if respect is one of them, but all those things, like I said, are not under respect. But I would like to have those things. Right. And I would expect those things. For me, I expect those things in a relationship. I respect those things. I want those things coming from a man. I expect those things coming from the man. Or else, what do we have to really talk about? Because if I feel like if I can't get that from you, these are simple things that admire each other, appreciate each other, attend to each other's needs. Those are things that you want to do anyway for someone that you care about or someone that you profess to love. And I think that those are things that could easily be given, but if not attended to, can easily be overlooked.
And so, very well said, Donna. And I respect and appreciate everything you just said. And I'm gonna come back to a couple of things you said, because a couple of things jumped out at me. I'm gonna come to Jason first, and then I need to make sure I reset the subject, make sure everybody knows what we're talking about. Play the video again, and then I'm gonna read some of y'all comments. I think the comments, particularly in the raw video, not necessarily on Clubhouse or Facebook Live now, but the comments kind of tell a better story of where we are culture-wise. Jason Earls, go ahead, sir.
I yield my time, because what I was going to say actually has to do more with when we go back to this 20-plus year marriage show. So okay. I'll save my comment to the end.
Okay.
I did want to say something to what Donna just said when she was talking about the things that she expects in a relationship, and I think Jason will back me up on this as well. When you talk about, these are the same things on this list of things that you would expect. One of the things that we teach people when we do marriage counseling is your role in marriage is to literally try to outserve your spouse. If you make that your job, then you'll never worry about lacking.
Yeah, that's good.
The problem is most people are always looking at what their spouse is giving them instead of what they're giving their spouse.
Right.
And that's why people end up in these situations when they're talking about, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that, I'm not getting, because you're looking at the receiving ledger instead of the actual deposit ledger. If you focus on your deposit ledger, you never have time to look at your receiving ledger.
I'm so
and
mad.
Your receiving ledger will always be full if you're always looking at the deposit ledger, because the Bible actually tells us it's more blessed to give than to receive. I never look at what my wife is doing for me. I'm always worried about what I'm doing for her.
I'm so mad
I
with
get out
Pastor
of
Tuck
bed
right
in the
now
morning thinking
because-
about me cooking breakfast for her. I mean, when I finish the show, the first thing I do when I get upstairs is go fix my wife's coffee and start cooking for her.
Pastor Tuck, you took my closing point. I was gonna preach that out. You took you a preacher. You're a preacher. Had your closing point. You done set up all your scriptures, and then you about to preach this last point out. It's you would just focus on serving her.
No, I would say no. Here's what's important. A really good meal is worth eating 2 or 3 times. So I would say keep that same closing point. Come back to it, because some people, especially if they don't get it, they need to hear it 2 or 3 times.
That's right.
So keep that same closing point.
I'm totally joking, but that was so good, and I think that show. Listen, if you drop off right now, you got to go do something. You got to go to work. You got to go to sleep. Whatever. Take that with you right there. If y'all just focus on serving each other, and hey, here's the whole thing: serving each other, no matter what they do. It's quick testimony. Smith Wigglesworth, one of the founding fathers of the modern day faith, word of faith movement. Smith Wigglesworth's wife, Smith was not saved. He was a heathen. His wife was a church-going woman. She was a woman of God, and she was praying for her husband. And he told her one day, if you go back to that church again, when you come back to this house, you can't get in my house. That's what he told his wife. His wife went to church. His wife went to church. When she came back to the house, Smith had locked his wife out the house.
Slept outside in the cold.
His wife slept on the porch all night in the cold.
Hard concrete.
And he said he went to the door that morning and opened the door, and his wife stood up and said, "Sweetheart, what would you like for breakfast?" I said, "God, dog.
Listen.
What? Who?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Listen.
Who in the holy?
Listen.
Now, some women would have thought that, and some women would have thought that was weak, but actually that is strength personified.
That's faith.
And she produced one of the greatest faith giants ever.
Yes.
By walking in love.
By walking, in love, Jesus.
Yes.
There's an Earl's testimony like that too, man.
Okay. I know you ain't put Terry outside, Jason. I know better.
No, dude, no. Out the state, bro. I'm just playing. No. Man, I was going through it. I was having this small bout with depression. And to where, and I've always preached certain things in my household, man. A man who don't work shouldn't eat. And when I was going through this bout, man, I felt like my life was nothing. Like I was working at a church on pastoral staff, but just not feeling like, man, my life was just pointless. Like I was going nowhere. And when I slipped into this, man, like for 2 days, I sat on the sofa. I woke up in the morning, sat on the sofa watching TV, did absolutely nothing. My wife knows that's not me. Like, hey, I need to be doing something.
Yeah.
And so as I'm sitting on the sofa, I'm like, yo, you've taught, if you don't work, you shouldn't eat. My wife came in the house, started cooking, and she's a farmer's girl from Dinwiddie, Virginia. So she knows a hard worker. And I'm like, yeah, she probably just won't fix me nothing to eat, but I'm not talking to anybody. Dude, she came in. She told my son, Aaron, get your dad a tray. And typically we eat at the table. So man, my son got me a tray, and she sat down on that tray a full plate of food, man.
Jesus.
Not me knowing that I didn't deserve it. And she knew that I shouldn't eat anything, but then I ate that food, and then she came back. She's like, "Would you like some dessert?"
Boy.
Wow.
Listen,
boy.
bro.
Jesus.
At that moment, I snapped out.
Come on,
like,
you didn't. Come on, come on,
Yeah.
come on, you.
Dude, I snapped at that moment. I was like, "Yo, you don't deserve that. She gave you that.
Yep.
Yeah, get yourself up and get yourself together."
Come on now.
And dude. So some would say, don't get that Negro nothing. He ain't been doing nothing.
Yep.
He ain't been helping you. Got all those kids.
Yep.
Man, that sister did that. Yo, healed me instantly.
Jesus.
See, the God in her was talking to her. He is she know you're a good man.
Right.
Regardless. Because God told her that you're a good man.
Right.
You're her mate. She was supposed to take care of you. At that time, this was for in sickness and in health. Right then, you were in sickness. And she had to help you.
Jesus.
So, Terry, kudos to my sister.
Come on now.
For recognizing.
Yeah.
For recognizing that he was in trouble. He was in trouble.
And I got several testimonies like that. Unissa has done that for me in different ways, whether that be cooking or other stuff or just something that what it is. It's a point when you're in a low point where your wife reminds you of who you are.
Amen.
And it's really God reminding you of who you are through her.
That's
and
right.
it helps us as men to get our faculties together. Because here's the whole thing though. Here's the whole thing. And this is for somebody out there. If you do the opposite in that moment, you could drive that person and totally down the road into depression, or they can get stuck. And I'm saying drive. It's not you, but you either you're on Team Jesus or Team Satan, and you got to understand is what I'm saying right now. Is that God talking or is that the devil talking? Is that my flesh talking and emotions talking, which is the devil in most cases, or is in flesh always? Or is because sometimes your emotions can be God too. But you got to say, is that me talking? Am I talking right? Am I going to help my husband or my wife? Am I going to help her or him in this situation, or am I going to drive him further down the path? And in that situation, Terry had an option. She chose the kingdom option. Smith Wigglesworth's wife chose the kingdom option. Unissa has chosen on several occasions the kingdom option, and because this other one can put you in a bad spot. Let's play this video one more time, then I'm coming to the comments. Okay, so let me set it up again. Video I found. The brother actually responded to me and said, "Hey man, thanks for sharing. Hope I'm putting some good information out into the atmosphere." I actually would love to have him on the show at some point. He's an African American counselor. I don't know exactly what state he practices in, and I don't know what type of counseling. Yes, again.
Maryland.
Okay, praise the Lord. Okay, so he put the video out, and he said it was in response to the men that would come into his practice. I posted it because I wanted women to hear a perspective in a very straight down the line way of what some men think, what men feel, and what a lot of men need. Every one of those points is not something that every man needs, but a lot of those points are something that's relevant to the male experience, and clearly those brothers that are coming into his office are lacking in that area. Exactly. So they're addressing it that. So just perspective and insight on the video. But I'm gonna play the video, and when I come back, I'm coming straight to y'all comments from the video posts that are still coming in, because it was at around 11,000. 11,000 a little bit early this morning.
From Ashley Bailey, we must read.
Okay, and it's at 14,000 plus right now. So so y'all got a lot to say. Play that, run that beautiful bean footage, Jaleel.
Number one thing that brothers are telling me in the counseling office that they want in their relationship is RESPECT. Let me tell you today what respect looks like to your man. Number one is admiration. Do you admire him as a man? Number two, appreciation. Do you appreciate him for who he is and for what he does? Number three, surrendering and submitting to his leadership, that you allow him to lead. Number four, respect says, I will pay you attention as my man. I will give you undivided attention. Number five, respect is, I will make myself available for you. Number six, I will keep myself attractive for you. Number seven, I will attend to your needs. And number eight, I will articulate your love language.
Okay, so you see I did a split screen response video. I don't do very many of those at all. but I thought that what he was saying was strong enough that it was fun, and I want to respond to it. I'm going to read y'all comments, then I'm going to tell you why I called the side chick repellent. That was clickbait in large part, but there's a modicum of truth to it. I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about. All right, so here's the thing. Let me read some of the comments here. I'm just reading. Petty Murphy. Felicia said, but some of these same brothers don't reciprocate the respect, admiration, appreciation, undivided attention, availability, attention to our needs, nor articulate our love language. Very good. If we can make sure we come back. Some of these I want to come back to. Allison said, I'm tired just listening to this list. Is there reciprocation? Karma said, this list is exhausting. Some things go without saying, but is the list for men this long? Okay. Adrian said, and guess what? He still will cheat if he wants to. Marie said, just as long as I'm getting it in return, I have no problem with it, with 5 exclamation marks. Shan said, he still may cheat. I have plenty of friends that are very great women and they still do wrong. Nene said, sounds exhausting, with a laugh emoji. Melinda said, ain't no way. 2 exclamation marks. He doesn't want a wife. He wants a mother. And I will never sign up for that. I'm so glad I'm single. I'm gonna pause right there. I'm gonna read one more down here a little bit further down. Oh man, where she said that? Okay, here we go. Denise said no, and why I am not married. Y'all doing too much. Will you keep yourself attractive for me? Bye. 49, divorced and single. Okay. Now, here's what I want to dig into. All right. Whether you agree with what this brother said in totality or in full, you got to understand something. A lot of what he was saying is true. Let me put it in the context of this. Let's say this is a brother who is not perfect, because there is no perfect man, there's no perfect woman, there's no perfect marriage. But let's say here's a brother who is a godly man who may have made some mistakes, some major mistakes, or may not. But let's just say right now this is a person in good standing in his marriage. Okay, he's trying to walk out his being a good husband and being a good father. Okay, so there's some challenges that he may be running into, because if his wife doesn't see some of those needs that this woman, that this brother is articulating as relevant, this man may not be getting those things. What then happens is that if you're unsaved or not committed to being committed to a relationship, that's how situations come up where a man puts himself, because they can't nobody make you cheat. Let me be clear about that. Can't nobody make you cheat. Can't nobody make you abusive. Either you faithful or you're not. Either you're loving and kind or you're not. Can't nobody make you do anything. So what happens is people put themselves in situations, sometimes in part because of something they may not be lacking. They may not be receiving at the house. And if you don't have a good support system, if you're not saved, if you're not committed to a biblical marriage, okay, not none of this other foolish biblical stuff people pulling out now, not none of this. Shoot, I ain't going down that route. I'm not going to mention, but there's a new term in Christendom that a lot of people are falling into, and they mixing. If you mixing Jesus with the ancestors, you off. Let me just say that right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Come on, sir.
Absolutely. The ancestors called me the other day and said, stop calling and praying them about stuff. They already they said that's a job for Jesus. Stop calling. That's what they said. But here's the whole thing. Ladies, don't discount the needs of your husband. Okay? It may not, you may say it don't take all that. You say that's too much. Guess what? That's why you should not be married. You should let me finish. If you think that I'm not saying everything on that list you got to be hitting. I'm not saying you got to be perfect. Listen, no woman walks around looking good, looking Instagram ready all the time. Man, for truth be told, the majority of the women who out there looking Instagram ready all the time, them the ones who ain't married.
If the grass is green on the other side, it's some feces in there.
A lot of fertilizer, buddy. A lot of
fertilizer. A lot of fertilizer.
A lot of false. A lot of poop make a lot of
AstroTurf
grass grow. But but here's the thing though. And Pastor Tuck, the point I was talking about is what you got to do is if your spouse, male or female, is not giving you what you feel as though you need as a man or a woman, that's when you got to go kingdom and take your servitude to the next level and check your heart. You got to ask yourself, am I being selfish? Am I just asking for too much? Am I over the top? Am I being OD? Do I have some unresolved issues I need to deal with? And if you come back to it and say, nah, I just need some basic stuff. Here's the whole thing. The man said, give me your full undivided attention. Nobody want to be having a conversation with somebody and they on the phone. Nobody want to be having a conversation with somebody and they watching TV. We talking about life here. Can I have your full undivided attention? And if you a female or a male who don't want that, you should not be married. If you don't want to respect somebody, you should not be married. It's little stuff that people do sometimes. Ladies, don't never baby talk your man. Don't never baby talk your man. And see, again, a lot of stuff brothers like Jason, myself, and Pastor Tuck take for granted in some cases because that ain't happening. But see, I done been sitting at a table with somebody and seen and witnessed their wife respond to their brother in such a way. I said, and me and like two of the other brothers at the table, we went to the bathroom later on. I said, God dang. I said, man, I would never let no woman talk to me like that. Who the heck? I ain't know she talked to him like that. God dog. What?
Hey, don't you think you need to check your girl? Hey, don't you think you're overstepping your bounds just a little bit?
Can I just read?
Eddie came on.
Can I just read one comment, please?
I don't care what it says. And ladies, never do this right here in front of your man. Never say this right here. See, Craig. You need to be more like Brother Ock. See, Brother Ock know how to treat his wife. That's jacked up.
That's messed up.
Can I read one comment?
Yep.
Never do that to your husband.
While we talking that list,
let Ock take your behind home.
So listen, this is one of the greatest comments that's important for everybody to hear. Stephanie Tucker, Pastor Stephanie says, I do all these things, and I do it because I love God and my husband, who is Mufasa, not no circus lion.
Mufasa.
Look like Pastor Tuck gonna have to serve more than coffee in a few minutes. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, let's do the Kingdom Business shout out. I'm ahead of my B.U. cooking.
Time to get the coconut on. Anyway.
But you said something powerful when you talked about being selfish. You know, the Bible says that it was not good for man to be alone. And, he's talking about man, Adam at that point, but also mankind. The purpose of marriage is because in ourselves dwells this being that is innately selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes,
and the purpose of relationship is so that you would focus on somebody else, because if you're left to your own devices, you're going to be selfish.
Yeah.
And if you've not matured to the place that you can focus on somebody else's needs other than your own, you're not prepared for a relationship.
That's right.
And so that's my first thing I tell people when we have marriage counseling. If you're still selfish, you need to stay single.
Right.
Because you're not prepared for this. So you can't even come in just focusing on what I need. And then you need to stay single so you can give yourself all that you need. You can get anything you need.
That's right.
Because it's all about your needs.
That's right.
But when you get married, you're supposed to be focusing on the needs of the one that you marry, because that's their job. And this 50-50 concept is so crazy because it's never going to be 50-50. There are going to be days when you tired. It's going to be, and just even physically, as a man, as a woman, if y'all grab a couch, Unissa can't carry the same amount of that couch as I carry.
Right. That's right.
Terry can't carry the same amount of that couch as Terry carry. Stephanie can't carry the same amount of that couch as I carry.
That's right.
It's never going to be 50-50.
Right.
So we need to stop with that foolishness, this new age stuff that people keep putting in your mind, because that's not how relationships work.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be complementary.
Yeah.
And so as long as we have complementary components, that's how we're supposed to get along. But we have to recognize those things. Go ahead, sir.
Why Terry can't carry the same type of load on the sofa that Terry can?
I'm sorry, Terry, Jason. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, I always call you her wife. You know,
see, how you gonna pull me into it,
I always call you her wife.
Tuck he gonna put it on me. He gonna bother me with it.
I had to get that up off me. You know, Jason, my man, I had to get it up off me. But and that's why we have to recognize, how important, that stuff is when we're talking about dealing with those marital relationships.
Right.
Because, and then you start talking about articulating your feelings. I thought it's real interesting. And I know this counselor articulating many encounters from these many guys. And I know he's being a counselor, he's being very articulate, but I find it interesting that these guys can go talk to this counselor about what's missing in their relationship. And I'm wondering, have you actually articulated these things to your spouse?
Amen.
Pastor Tuck, I gotta say something there. I gotta say something. You see, what I recognize is you have an algorithm and I have an algorithm. And Donna has an algorithm. And Jason has an algorithm. And anybody watching this show right now has an algorithm. I'm learning, sir, there's a lot of stuff that we simply are not exposed to. Mm-hmm. And I'm hearing some consistent things from a lot of guys. And I'm like, really? I'm gonna tell you just how I say. I'm like, really, nigga? Really? Yeah. And they look at me like, they're like, nigga, for real. I'm like, what? Huh? You're like, for real, bro. God, dog, really?
And you're like, what planet are we on?
What planet? Listen, and I'm like, and guess what? And I'm talking about, I'm seeing some of this stuff a little bit close up. See, here's the whole thing, Pastor. Pastor, we talk. See, there's different generations.
Yes.
See, Donna was talking from her generation.
Yep.
See, them the women.
Yep.
Them the women. Pastor Stephanie, Terry, Unissa, that little pocket. Them the women that still was really trying to be married. Okay, see this insecure generation. I'm talking about HBO insecure.
Yeah.
Hey, for some of these brothers, I'm like, really? I'm like, yo, what? Are you serious?
She really want two dudes?
Yeah.
She want a
what? You mean to tell? You mean to tell me? You mean to tell me? You mean
story?
Okay. Go ahead.
Don't share it, Donna.
I got the story.
Don't share it, Donna.
It's not about me after all. It's not about me.
I don't know if I can hear this from Donna.
It's not about me.
Then two ladies on Instagram, they're promoting having two husbands.
That's the whole new thing now.
Okay.
Oh no, Jason, this real. I'm talking about regular everyday women. I ain't talking about no extreme Utah cases. I'm not talking about nobody who's a celebrity or some multi-millionaire. I'm talking about regular people in the car rider line. Living in the house with 3-4 women and one man.
It's sin and it is destructive. It would destroy your life. I just want to say that.
Exactly.
I just want to speak.
And all of that stuff will end up coming to what it is in the end of it. And then they wonder why we got all these what they call mental health issues. No, then y'all just making foolish choices. Stop making foolish choices. Your mind will stop hurting.
Foolish choices.
Well, I want to say that to me, this could be considered foolish choices. Now, Ak and I were talking earlier about I'm gonna just call it the Nick Cannon phenomenon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's ignorance on steroids.
Yeah.
I mean, I just
I don't care how much money you got.
Yes, I just heard that of a person. I heard of a person that last Tuesday.
That's good.
Last Tuesday had their 16th child.
Wow.
Multiple women.
How many women?
Multiple.
Okay.
Around 7.
Okay. Wow.
And the
as soon
women,
as they get old enough, they ought to track him down and beat the brakes off him.
Well,
as the kids themselves are to track him down and the kids are to track him down and beat the brakes off him.
But the women are in agreement with this. Like there's no fighting against, there's the women are in agreement, that it's okay.
I guess they figure, are they, I mean, what's the difference in them going to a sperm bank and paying money and going through all that? They just, I mean,
but
that's your mindset that you want to be if you just want to be a single woman with a baby, what's the difference for them?
Exactly, and that's my thing. What is the mindset of the women that agree?
It's just an exchange of services. If you're a dude out here and you want to be a hoe, and you're a woman out here and you want a baby and you don't want a commitment, then hey, they just exchange the services.
This is it.
Ultimately, I would say you've been blinded and brought into the scheme of the enemy.
Yep.
Because if God designed this for a man to consistently be in his son's life,
exactly,
everything that you're doing is causing a kid to be away from a man, or dad away. This dad doesn't want to be with his kids. Like, how can you possibly take care of 16? Some people have in the past. But what I mean is, even that stat that just came out some time ago, where if a child comes from a two-parent home, mother and father, it's the same percentage of him avoiding jail from being from a home with a father.
Yeah.
So that underscores how important a dad is. Well, we already know that biblically,
right?
But even this new stat shows that. So if society and a mindset is causing dads to be away from their father, man, who is behind this scheme or this system of thinking?
The man.
Tell him who it is.
Nah, it's deeper than that, bro.
You know what I mean.
I was so disappointed. I was just so disappointed.
It's the man.
That Pastor Tuck.
It's the man.
The enemy. It's the enemy, bro. It's Satan.
I was so disappointed.
All this stuff is Satan, man. It's satanic.
Let me say this right here. We got a couple things we got to do. We got Jalil got a comment. We also got. I want to get some more of y'all comments.
I have to give you Ashley Bailey's comment. This comment's been holding now for 43 minutes, and we have to have this comment.
Go ahead.
Ashley Bailey said, "Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church. Christ corrected and sacrificed. Y'all want a woman to bow low because your balls hang low. Low-hanging fruit ain't always it. Outside of your singleness, what did you sacrifice, sir? Your hairline, your bachelor's apartment?"
Wow.
Ashley. Go stand in the corner, Ashley. Stand in the corner.
Put that in your next children's book.
She said, "My dad said any man that wants a woman to pursue him in the same way a man pursues a woman probably has tight pants in their closet."
Oh, man. Oh.
He probably sleep in the fetal position sucking his thumb.
I told you, if you can see his calf muscles in his jeans, it's a problem. Problem, sir.
He probably crossed his legs at the ankle and shaking while he suck his thumb.
Exactly. You can see him calling him on his phone in his back pocket. There's a problem, sir. There's a problem.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Listen. Let me. Okay, I think the situation that we in today is so multi-layered, multi-tiered, multifaceted, whatever you want to call it, because it's so many variables that are playing into this. Let me say this right here. I've said it before, and I have to say it again here. I have to apologize for the young women of today and the young men of today for our generation. Because our generation has produced the circumstances that you all are in. Our then parents' generation produced our generation. Now, you got this Freaknik documentary right now. And this Freaknik documentary has a lot of people upset about the fact that they may be seen in this Freaknik documentary. That Freaknik documentary represents a point in time, a conversion point, if you allow. A conversion point of the dropping or the walking away or the minimization of the more traditional values of the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and then coming into this early 1990s, I do what I want to do, he do it, so I'm gonna do it, and then you get this conversion of young African Americans in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's called Freaknik, and all manner of debauchery went down. Whatever you think you saw crazy, whatever you thought was wow, whatever you thought was extreme, whether you a young person or older person, Freaknik was that in public on camera. At least people.
I need a contact right now so I can sell this footage.
No, you don't.
In the 60s, it was Woodstock.
Hey,
but the 60s,
it was Woodstock.
The 60s was Woodstock. It was for a few days. The 60s was also for a very people. Back in them days, people did freaky stuff. They did it. They did it behind closed doors. You had to have a password. Freaknik was like we in Atlanta
on the street,
on Front Street.
On Peachtree Avenue.
So literally, they are grown people. They are adults right now suing Hulu. Suing Hulu right now.
Ashley Bailey said, nothing seen in that documentary shall be held against Donna J. She is a demon. She is redeemed by the blood of the Lamb.
You will not see nothing. Donna J will not appear on celluloid at all. And you hear I said celluloid because that was back in the day.
Hilarious.
No.
She said celluloid.
No.
But here's the thing. So the men,
Donnie used to make them check their camcorders at the door. Hey, camcorders down.
Put that
Camcorders down.
But here's the thing.
In the name of Jesus.
The men back in that, the gentlemen in that day, we were the one with this ain't no fun till my homies can't have no mindset. We're the one where bees ain't but hoes and tricks. Lick on this and suck this. That we was rapping all this stuff. I let Unissa listen to the lyrics.
I didn't rap any of that stuff. I did not approve of such lyrics.
And a hat with that on it. Let me tell you something. I let Unissa listen to. I let Unissa listen to the NWA Niggas for Life album. She had never heard it. And she said, Unissa looked at me and she said, what? she said, y'all was listening to that? I said, woman, I brought that. I paid for that. That album sold 8 million copies. That's a lot of young men who was riding around the car playing it over and over and over again. And if you think I'm talking
plain to see,
you got to go see. You have to go listen to that album to hear the level of debauchery. Real talk for a minute.
Don't go listen to it.
No.
Don't go listen to it.
No. Real talk. This is why you need to go listen to it. Murder, rape. Okay, murder and rape casually displayed in an album talking about young black women.
Yep.
Grab that bee. Grab her. Murder and rape casually displayed in the album. Articulate in the album.
Yep.
Why? Here's what I'm saying is. This was the mindset in some ways and the culture. So what you have is the daughters who grew up watching fathers disrespect their mama in some, not all cases, but in some cases. Okay? Let me tell y'all something. You had great fathers like Pop Robert Earls, Jason's dad, and great father like Lewis Tucker Sr., Pastor Tucker's daddy. Okay? They saw great men. I did not. And it's a lot of men a lot of men like me who didn't just not see great men, but they experienced terrible Negroes, if you allow me to say. Terrible white boys, terrible Hispanic dudes. And them dudes lived a life of debauchery and foolishness, of ill repute in front of their children. And then those men went out and replicated the same behavior times 10, and that's the daughters we got today. And them girls right there, they don't care nothing about your honor, your respect, and serving you and all that stuff, because they seen a lot of crazy stuff. And I say this all the time. People like Jason, Pastor Tuck, myself, we live in bubbles in many ways, because the life we live in ain't every day. So some of the stuff I'm like, what? And some of these, and so then what happens is you got some men who were trained right, saw right, and they trying to do right, and they coming into collision with these women who saw the other thing. And they like, nigga, I don't know what manner of man that you are, because I don't recognize that. And I don't know how to respond to that, and I'm not doing all of that. So guess what? In some ways, it ain't her fault and it ain't his fault. It's the sickness of the time. It's sin. It's a manifestation of sin in our lives, and we have to.
In the third and fourth generations.
Yeah.
But it's funny because, like you said, those collisions are happening. It's one of those 6-car pileups. Because like you said, you got some young men been trained right, and like you said, and then you got these young women, I don't care nothing about your honor, but then you got these young women that's been trained right, and they running into these circus lion man boys. It's like it's like, you know, it's coming from all angles, and you got this big collision pile, and that's why my prayer every morning for my kids is, Lord, at the right time, you have already prepared the proper husband for my children. I say, and at the right time, they'll meet him. I say, you're preparing them as you're preparing him. And so I declare right now that he's already there, that he's submitted unto you. He's a man of God, and that he's going to be the proper husband, and that you're going to keep them from foolish relationships until that moment.
That's good.
Put me in there.
And so sometimes I know my kids get frustrated, but I'm like, y'all single because your daddy pray every morning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I'm single.
You will not see anybody until the right dude show up.
Let me tell you something.
But I think it's important. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think it's important also that we talk to our daughters about just what proper relationships looks like, because I've seen, on the other hand, individuals that I've grown up with in the same context, same church, same men that serve with my dad, but they are horrible persons. Not because they didn't love Jesus, but they just didn't know how to manage relationships.
And another thing about that generation right there, if you allow me to say, is that generation right there, there wasn't a whole lot of communication between men about, son, this is how you know, if you allow me to say, Pop Earl's daddy generation, they wouldn't necessarily come and say, now son, you gotta talk to your wife like this, you gotta have good listening skills, and gotta make sure that you attend to her needs. And them jokers like, oh god dang, I went to work, came home, I need some sex, and that's all I got. You know, that's all I got. And that's all I got for you. Now I ain't got nothing else. I ain't got nothing else. I might have some school money, but I got some bill money, and I can help you get a job. But god dang it, that's it. And that's a whole different generation. That's a whole other topic for another day. But so they didn't. So a lot of those guys wouldn't walk around with these amazing communication, life skill abilities, and truth be told, the wives didn't either.
The girls weren't getting that as well, because you talking about, when you talking about Pop Earl's generation, whatnot. You talking about in my father's generation, which is probably just before his. The fathers didn't talk to the daughters to tell the daughters what to look for either. You know, you get in the kitchen with your mama and you learn how to cook.
Yeah.
You know, and then if your mother wasn't telling you, because they really didn't get the information beforehand. So if the mothers are not passing down the information to their daughters, then that led us to follow just the example that we're seeing in front of us, which may not have been the most healthiest of information to receive.
Right.
You know, but you go out there looking for that. You know?
Wow.
You know, one thing I did want to say is this about this particular subject matter we're talking about, as far as men not getting what they receive. And this is just a point that I share. Like I said, a lot of times we're dealing with couples. One thing that I found as a generalization, men are not sensitive enough to women's emotions, but women don't think men have any.
God, dog. Boy, that's so good.
And that generally causes
so
an
good.
issue in relationships because it's almost thinking that you can say or do whatever to a man and he just gonna be all right.
Yeah.
And no matter who we are, like I said, you can be the alpha male on steroids as Ock calls Jason, himself and myself. But we have emotions, we have feelings. And so you can't just act like you can do whatever and it's not gonna bother us. Stuff still bothers us.
Yeah.
And so and as men, we've got to learn to be sensitive to the people you're in relationships with. And once again, it still all goes back to just not being selfish. Be kind, considerate, and try to, focus on servicing the needs of the person that you're in relationship with, and your relationship is going to prosper.
Amen.
Donna, we got by our time, but I want to say this right here. Donna said something earlier, and I think that's why men should come and get in the man cave and be around men, because the truth of the matter is some of the conversations you need to have, you can't have them with your wife.
Amen.
The bottom line of it is some stuff you can't figure out on the field. You got to work this out in practice. So because by the time you get on the field, which is marriage and life, sir, you got to have this already figured out, sir. You can't afford to miss this shot. You need to have practice this, discuss this, let somebody coach you. That's why I'm real big on, we got to stop some of this doggone overly sensitive communication or requirements of communication between men, because some stuff is ugly. You got to say it like, hey, you can't talk to that woman like that. I know you upset, but you can't say, hey, bruh, get yourself together. Sometimes ain't no cute way to say that. Ain't no sexy way to say that. You don't need to say it in front of his wife, but somebody need to tell you,
hey, man, check yourself, bro,
before you wreck yourself. and
that's another reason why we moved the man cave to the new platform and made it public, because for years women were like, what y'all talking about in the man cave? But it's also so women like Donna and like I said can go in now and see the conversations we're having, so that you can understand your men better.
You can appropriate this in your life. Jaleel, I'm coming to you. I know Jaleel got a comment. Let me read my promo, my liner real quick, and then I'm coming to you, Jaleel, and then we're gonna wrap this thing. We are way over time, but this has been good, y'all. Looking for promotional products and apparel? Look no further than P&B Promotionals. Place your brand and logo on just about anything with P&B Promotionals. Over 800,000 products. Hats, mugs, backpacks, bottles, cups, drinking glasses, lip balm, chewing gum, candy, and of course t-shirts. P&B Promotionals is a nationally certified advertising institution. Log on to pbpromotionals.com and start your order now. pbpromotionals.com. Imprinting the best for less. P&B Promotionals. Jaleel, give me your comments and I'm going to see if we can squeeze in the Kingdom Business shout out. I'm going to try to be obedient to the producers. Jaleel and Tristan, got to get the Kingdom Business shout out in. Go ahead, Jaleel.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
I can hear you.
Okay, so yes, Pastor Suck said a little bit of what I want to say, but I wanted to make it quick. I want to make it real quick. I feel like a lot of things happening. So this was a good conversation. I think you guys tackled a lot of things, but I think more than anything, Pastor Stuck said a little bit of it. And I want to say this: I feel like we've been overcomplicating this thing, because like Pastor Stuck said, and as I was thinking myself, love is not selfish; it is selfless. And I know for me, a lot of my struggles with the idea of marriage and relationships comes from overthinking. But I feel like when you boil it down, ultimately, when you want to marry somebody, it is, at least for me, it's a desire to take care of somebody and to love on them and to cherish them and all this other nice flowery but also serious and nuanced sounding stuff. And I know for me, this conversation helped me identify a love language I actually should have realized a long time ago. I had trust. I don't necessarily need respect from women, because I don't necessarily need that. But for me, I do need your trust. I realize that I do need your trust, because if I have your trust, then I know that you. And then I feel I can love you more, and I can do more for you, and I can speak more, and I can speak to you, and I can speak into your life and just be there for you in a way that I couldn't be if you didn't trust me. I feel like in terms of marriage, we overcomplicate we overcomplicate things and think about what the other person's giving us and what we want from them. But really, with marriage, you really should just be. I'm not married. I'm single, but you really should just be putting when you get married, it's not about you anymore, right? So your love is selfless. You are putting in the time to another person to take care of them, and when and just like with taking care of your own mental health, if you take care of yourself and do right by somebody else, then they'll return that back to you. We're focused on the wrong things, and we've got hurt and burned by people or society or culture or whatever, and we're forgetting that all we got to do is be good to each other. That's real. I mean, it's basic, but that's what I feel like it is for me. If you take out all the clutter, all the fat, all it is just being good to somebody more than you would be good to yourself, loving somebody more than you love yourself.
Amen.
That's just me. That's just me, though.
Jaleel got that Levert on tap. Baby, I'm ready to give all of my love.
Girl, I'm tired of playing games. What? Don't flip this stuff. I can't even, baby. Let me stop. Okay, that's funny. That's funny.
He ready?
Whoa.
Wow, good stuff, son. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I think we just scratched the surface on this conversation. We got to continue on. Ladies and gentlemen, the series starts next week, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, conversations between men and women, male and female. We're going to be honest. This is a great kickoff to it, y'all. Hey, family, right about now, it's time in this very short period that we have left. It's your Kingdom Business Shout Out of the Day.
Yeah. I wait all week for this. Yeah.
I keep forgetting to call Kent to let him know how Donna love this song.
Woo! Yeah. Cricket letter.
All you gotta do is send him the video.
My business. Woo! With a cricket letter. Yeah, y'all know this is good. Y'all know this is good.
I love it. All right, y'all. Today's Kingdom Business shout out goes to Elder Tasha D. Tasha D. Tell me, Elder, is the J silent or am I mispronouncing it? She is at Tasha's World right here on Clubhouse. She's a servant, believer, follower of Christ, God first, pastor, intercessor, new to real estate. She's an entrepreneur. You can catch her, follow her, as my man Stefan says. Follow her on Cash App at $PTJASHAM. Zelle, Tasha Matthews, Elder Tasha D. That's our Kingdom Business shout out of the day.
All right.
All right, y'all. Cricket letter. Cricket letter.
Hey.
It's the Donna J remix.
Yeah.
Canton Jones, Kingdom Business. All right, y'all.
Hey, Ak, I got one more real quick.
Go ahead.
Shout out to Savvy Business Solutions, LLC.
Yes.
Simone Dixon.
Yes.
She does DNA testing, early gender reveal, fingerprinting, notarization. She's in Greenville, South Carolina. She does drug and DNA testing.
Nice.
She listens to the Akintunde show. My daughter went to her for her fingerprints for her job. And she said, I'm getting ready to go listen. I'm getting off. I'm going to listen to the Akintunde show. And my daughter was like, who? She said, Akintunde. She said, oh. She said, I know him. And she was like, you do? And she said, Donna J is my mom. And she was like, oh, wow. So we got people out there listening. Just wanted to give her a quick shout out.
God.
Simone Dixon, Savvy Business Solutions, LLC in Greenville, South Carolina. Go ahead, girl.
If you need it, after this show, if you need a DNA test to break away from her, we got you covered. We get a discount. Tell them the Oxo sent you.
Yes, DNA.
And we need to put Donna in the corner because your daughter was telling her, you watch it on Facebook? No, we don't watch it on Facebook. We watch on the My Church channel.
That's right, the My Church channel. Yep.
we watch on the My Church channel, okay?
Let me
Hey,
put
yo.
it out there, the My Church channel.
Listen,
Okay.
I need everybody who watching and listening to please go and download the channel and download the app on Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and of course Roku TV. Shout out to my sister though. I just thought that's amazing that Jenna minding her own business.
Yep.
And then this woman just randomly says, not randomly, but God ordained says, I'm going to listen to the Akintunde show. So what an encouragement. Thank you, sis, for listening, and a special shout out to you. And you know,
did she finish her fingerprints though?
Oh yeah, she got them done. She got them done.
Oh,
You gotta come back tomorrow and get the pinky done. I got to go. The auxiliary, come on.
Right?
I get that pinky on tomorrow. Come back.
tell her, we might have reached out to her in case we ever start doing some more Povich style DNA test reveals.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'm so
I'm
so ashamed of myself.
Not the father.
I'm so ashamed of myself. I watched about a good 2 hours on YouTube of paternity court over the weekend.
Don't be
I
ashamed.
felt ashamed. I was like,
Don't be ashamed.
Joker, you ain't got no
you should be. You should
business
be.
watching this.
You can't help it.
This ain't God. Come on, man. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
Hey, Kimberly Morgan, Ashley Bailey, Celeste King, Leslie Ashley, all y'all, that's a great idea. Y'all go start a room called the Ox Show After Party. And y'all y'all have discussions of the show afterward. That'd be an awesome room.
Oh my God.
That'd be an awesome room to have a clubhouse Ox Show After Party.
that would be
Let
great.
me tell y'all something. When I tell you I would love it and commission that and would love it, because I would love to hear what y'all got to say in real time, not just the comments. That's an amazing idea, y'all. Listen, we got to get up out of here. I love the family. I love the Ox Show family. I love us on Clubhouse, on Facebook. Facebook, I ain't paid enough attention to y'all today. Facebook do more listening and watching than comment. I will say that. Tangy Brickhouse Beatty is in the house.
Hey, Tangy.
What's up, Tangy? Tangy said, I am one of the scared Freaknik documentary people.
She is.
Believe God. Believe God.
Confess your faults one to another.
She got a show this weekend. She got a show
That's
this
right.
weekend in
Hold on.
Columbia, South Carolina.
Tell 'em.
The show this weekend at the Harbison Theater, 7300 College Road in Irmo, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Called The World You Left Behind.
Yeah.
So come on out. If you want to see an excellent
Yo.
stage play, come on out and see The World You Left Behind at Harbison Theater in Irmo, South Carolina. And you will not be disappointed. Come on out with 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. One show on Friday, 2 shows on Saturday, 1 show on Sunday. Come on out, y'all. Support.
Come on, support
the
that.
arts.
Support.
Y'all making me Mr. East Coast, man.
Jason Earls, check your schedule and tell me when you and Terry Earls can get on seer training with me and Pat Stephanie again.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. We got to get up out of here.
right. We out.
11:58. We got another room coming up in the Kingdom Business Network. We had a great time today. Again, listen, go back and look at the video. Check out the comments, and then listen to our commentary today. I think it has value. I pray that y'all heard all the different perspectives that we have to offer, all the different opinions, all the different thoughts. Either way, God's word is the most important word. Listen to what He says for your life, for your relationship, for your marriage, and your children, y'all. And guess what? No matter what you did in the past, that's what the blood of Jesus was for. Ask for forgiveness and repentance.
Yes.
When you turn away from your
Hope
old
you not on
ways.
this Freaknik footage I got, because I'm about to sell it.
Hey, fam, we got to get up out of here.
Yeah.
That's Pastor Lewis Tucker. That's Donna J. That's Jason Earls. I'm me, and y'all. Hey, fam, until Tuesday, we're going to see y'all when we see y'all. This is the Akintunde Show.
Peace.
Peace.